Hi, my name is Frances, and I want to talk to you today about bleaching and dyeing your hair fashion colors, or some people call them vivid colors. One of the reasons I wanted to make this video was because when I go out or wherever I am, a lot of people will stop me and ask me, "Oh, where did you get your hair done?" And I tell them that I did it myself, and they're always a little shocked. And I like to let them know that, if you're interested in it, there's a lot of information on the internet, a lot of blogs and websites you can go to that give you this information. However, I have been doing this for around 10 years to myself. Um, with lots of crazy colors. I've been platinum blonde to black and every color in between, a couple crazy colors in between. I'll put some pictures up so that you can see. But I just want to make this video because a lot of people have misconceptions about the process and how it can be damaging to your hair, which it definitely can. But if you know what you're doing, you can achieve studio level results, in my opinion. My hair is pretty blue right now, but it's pretty soft and it's pretty manageable, and I'm not having a lot of breakage. So I always want to share with people all the information I have because um, if you can go to a professional, by all means, do it, but you're going to be spending a lot of money. And I found that the process I use, you can spend around $30 to get the look that you want. That being said, I am not a professional. Again, I've only been doing this for 10 years to myself, and everything that I know I've either found on blogs or websites on the internet, or I've just learned through trial and error on my own. First, talk about the products that we're going to be using. You're going to need a powder lightener bleach, which I use L'Oreal QuickBlue Extra Strength. And I'm sorry, I realize that the camera is putting this backwards, but QuickBlue L'Oreal. And I usually get a tub just because I always need bleach on hand if I'm touching up my roots or going for a different color. Developer, I use Wella Color Charm Cream Developer Level 20. I'm a natural level 7 dark blonde, so it really doesn't take that much developer to get my hair to lift to the level I want it at. Some people might use 30 or even 40, but I'm not a professional. I will say that again. But I do know the higher you go in the levels on your developer, the more damaging it can be to your hair. I also use Absolute Perfection Booster Step 1 by ColorBrilliance. If you've ever heard of Olaplex, if you don't know what that is, you can Google it. But professionals do use it in the bleaching process. I would say that this is probably a comparable dupe to Olaplex. After color treatment, ColorBrilliance is step 2 in that process to make sure you do as little damage to your hair as possible. And Wella Color Charm Toner. This is T18 Lightest Ash Blonde, and this is what I use. And then, of course, you're going to want the colors that you're going to be using. This is what I have in my hair right now. Aqua and Mint by ColorBrilliance Brights. They have a lot of really good colors, and I've been using these colors for about 2 years now to do interesting, vivid effects on my hair. They are really good for people on a budget. They run between $6 and $7 a piece, and I really like them. And it's probably one of the reasons I wanted to make this video today because a lot of people will post reviews about these colors, especially the mint, that the texture isn't right, the color isn't what they wanted, it fades quickly, but it's all depends on your process and your bleach process and your aftercare as to how good your colors are, in my opinion. You can spend a little more money on things like Manic Panic, which a lot of people do use. I have used those before. They fade very fast, probably because they are a vegan-based dye. And I just really like these, and I wanted to make a video because of these. So thank you, Ion Color Brilliance, for your wonderful, affordable colors. When it's time to mix your bleach, you're going to do 1 part of your powder to 2 parts of your developer. And you're going to mix that in a plastic bowl, which, like I said, you can get these at Sally's, with the brush. And you want to mix it so that it is like a creamy toothpaste consistency, not so thin that it's dripping off your brush, but thick enough that it will stick to your hair and be easy to put in. At this point, you would add the Absolute Perfection Booster Step 1, which, like I said, is comparable to an Olaplex type product. It's only $2, really cheap. You section your hair off and start with the roots and work all the way through to the ends. Using your brush. I find that when it's very saturated, you have to make sure it's super saturated so that you don't have any splotches or uneven coloring. What could happen is you get some splotches of dark spots. Everything will look really uneven, and when you go to add your color, that's going to affect how your color goes on as well. Once you get your bleach fully on your head, you should wrap your hair in plastic wrap. And I say plastic wrap, not a plastic shopping bag, because if there is a picture on the plastic shopping bag, it will literally transfer onto your bleach. So you want to make sure whatever you're using has no logos, no symbols. It's completely colorless. I use plastic wrap, like Saran wrap. I just wrap it all around my head so that not only does it add heat to the process, which makes the bleach process work, it makes it so that your bleach stays damp. Because I found this out from watching a video from Guy Tang, that once your bleach dries, it stops working. So while your bleach is wet on your hair, that's when it's doing its work. So you want to wrap it in the plastic wrap to make sure that it stays moist. And I usually leave mine on for about 20 minutes. When it's time to rinse your hair, I usually leave my bleach on for around 20 minutes because I'm a level 7 dark blonde naturally, and it really doesn't take that long for me to lift my hair to the color I need it to be to deposit the vivid color onto. But when you're done, you want to rinse with lukewarm or cold water if you can stand it, because hot water is just going to add more damage to your hair. And at this point, you would mix your toner, half the bottle, with 2 parts of the developer, and make sure you check your toner box for the level of developer that it asks for. This asks for level 20. I have used a higher level before, but it really burned my scalp. You mix that in your bowl or in a bottle, and you can add that directly onto your hair after you have rinsed it while it is still wet. You might want to towel dry it just a little bit so it'll be damp and not so wet. And once you add the toner to your hair, you're going to let it sit on your hair for around 20 minutes. Once you're done with that, you're going to rinse it out, and it's going to, again, use lukewarm water, and then you're going to want to use your after color treatment. And this helps restore your hair a little bit. Also, it helps seal in the color, closes the cuticle, as it says on the package, to lock the color deep inside your hair, which this is definitely a needed step because it, like I said, following a chemical processing of your hair, it's going to dry your hair out, and this is going to help add a little bit more moisture to it. After you rinse out your after color treatment, then it's time to dye your hair. However, you can do this the same day if you want. I recommend letting your hair air dry naturally as opposed to blow drying because, again, that's just more damage to your hair. I usually wait a day before I add the color to my hair, just to give my hair some time to rest and, bounce back from all the damage I've already done to it. Also, it could happen that your bleach job doesn't come out the way you want it to. If you're going to bleach again, then you should wait a few days, bleach again, and then wait a few days more before adding your color. Once it is time to add your color, and like I said, I use the ColorBrilliance by Argan in mint and in Aqua. And we take it out of the box. This is what it looks like. It comes in a tube. And this can go directly onto your hair. I usually squeeze half a tube at a time into a bowl. That way, if I need a little bit more, I can always squeeze out more. But if I don't need any more, I can save the rest. And I used a plastic bowl again with the brush. A lot of people don't like the consistency of this particular dye. They say it's too thick. I like how thick it is because it really saturates your hair and lets you know that the color is there. But again, this is a direct deposit, so you don't have to mix it with anything. You can put it on your hair as is. If you want to change the consistency, because I know a lot of people don't like the thickness, you could add a little bit of, like, maybe an ounce or 2 ounces of white cheap conditioner. I usually use the Suave clarifying conditioner to the color itself and mix it up. That way it'll give it a more creamy texture. Might make it easier for you to work with, but that is your choice. It might lighten the color a little bit too. So I sectioned my hair off, and on this one I did to the roots and down. I did the lighter color and I blended it down. Then I added the darker color to my ends, and then I blended it up into the lighter color. So you get this kind of ombre effect that I was going for. It looks really cool when I curl it. I don't really know how well this lighting is, if you can really see what color it is, but I really like this color. This job that I did this time turned out exactly how I wanted it to. So you let it sit for around 45 minutes, and when you're done, you can let it sit longer if you want, because this dye doesn't really damage. It's more of a deposit, so it's not going to do any lifting to your hair. So you can let it sit longer if you want. One time I let my hair sit for around, I think, 2 hours. I haven't really noticed a difference. I usually let it sit for 45 minutes. And then I rinse out with cold water again. And I don't have a picture to show you or a product to show you, but I use an argan oil hydrating mask, any kind of deep conditioner really, just to finalize what I've done in my hair to really make it manageable. And it comes out so soft. The argan oil, I really recommend it at least using it once a week, even if you're not coloring your hair. It is amazing. Um, then you can style and be done. And I hope that this video helped you guys. I'm really excited to start doing more videos like this. Next time I do my hair, which will probably be in a couple months, I promise that I will take videos of the actual bleaching and coloring instead of popping pictures in, so that you guys can see exactly what I do. Because I know a lot of people are really into this look, and I just want to help everybody feel as beautiful as they can. And a little help every now and then is okay. And I just want to share all the information that I have with you guys. And happy coloring!